Yo, what's going on, guys? CJ's here with our first, it's our first preseason review. I'll just call it a preseason review. I was gonna say my first Rangers review of the year, but that wouldn't be true. We did Traverse City. So we're gonna go ahead and review preseason game number 1 against the New Jersey Devils. And this is all I'm gonna say. We lost the game, so I'll sell the team. Season's over. That's it. We got in. Video's over. See you later. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna lie to you. I only got to see So living in North Carolina, you have to pay for the NHL package. However, the NHL package doesn't start until, does not start until the regular season starts. So the game I recorded didn't record. It got blacked out. So I got home from school, and I had to live stream it on a website, which I will not disclose because I don't want it to get shut down. And so here's my start point for the game. For me, the Ranger game started 10 seconds before Michael Haley scored. And I saw everything from that point on. And then obviously I went back and watched the review. Like the recap by the NHL. So I didn't get to see the entire game, but the highlights that I saw, I don't want to be an asshole, like act like I watched the whole game, because I didn't. But for the parts that I did see, the players that stuck out to me, just before we dive into any of the statistics or anything, the players that stood out to me from what I saw, Capo Caco, obviously. Fox looked freaking unreal. How was he so calm with the freaking puck? I'm not that calm in men's league with the puck. This guy is just buzzing. Fox looked freaking awesome. Trouba looked very relaxed. Brady Shea looked a little weak. He looked and I'm not shitting on Brady Shea, but when I say that is he looked like he was trying to play a physical game, but I don't really think Brady Shea's that physical player. I think he's good with his stick. He's a good defender. I think he was trying a little bit too much, maybe with his buddy Trouba there. He was trying to do a little something. But he tried to nudge guys and be a little bit more physical on the puck. I just don't think that's Brady Shea. I think his game is skating and stick checking. That's kind of what he should stick to. I don't want him to get into any bad habits. I mean, the kid's an absolute stud. I love Brady Shea. I have his freaking jersey. Brady Shea is one of my favorite Rangers. Will always be one of my favorite Rangers. I do have to call. Something I saw, I noticed. I'm going to call him out on it. Another player that stood out to me a lot was Greg McKegg. Holy crap. This guy skates his freaking ass off. Honestly, I think the 13th forward spot, forget Boo Nieves. And I thought Nieves had a pretty good game, but Greg McKegg, that guy, first of all, that Michael Haley goal, the second I turn on the TV, I'm like, who is this guy buzzing right now? And sure as it is, Greg McKegg, he centers it right to freaking Haley, and no freaking visor Haley puts it in. And Michael Haley, from what I saw, good fight. It was a fight. You know what? He fought. Damn, Haley and McKegg are going to be fighting for that last forward spot. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rangers signed Haley out of camp and he was like the 14th forward behind Greg McKegg. So we carried 7 D-men, 14 forwards on the roster. Because it's not like McKegg and Michael Haley are growing anymore. They're grown-ass men. They're almost on the wrong side of 30 at this point. So it's like you could have them in the NHL instead of having to play them in the minors and worry about them improving like you would. Like you wouldn't keep Vitaly Kravtsov in the NHL, and I'm not saying this based on what he did last night because I thought he had a great game. But you wouldn't keep a player like Vitaly Kravtsov in the NHL and bench him 2 out of every 3 games. That's a guy you'd want to play in the minors and let him grow. Michael Haley and Greg McKegg, you're in a spot where you could lead him as a 13th, 14th forward on the squad, and they just play. If there's an injury or someone's a little cold, like David Quinn does it all the time. This guy's had a rough couple weeks. You're going to sit a game, I'll put in this guy, see where it goes, and then one game could turn to 2 or 3, but eventually the player that he took out will eventually make his way back in, whether it's for the player that he put in his spot or someone else that's underperforming. That's just how David Quinn coaches. We saw this all last season. So, yeah, those are guys I thought. Zibanejad looked pretty good. He played 23 minutes last night. Damn. Players that looked subpar, I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it, but it's just unfortunate. Brendan Smith, he looked bad, man. And I don't think Brendan Smith looked bad as a hockey player. He didn't really look like he wanted to be there. I feel like he's got a lot going on in his head right now. I feel like he feels unwanted, and it shows, man. He looks like a guy that when performing, especially on MSG Ice, he might have even felt it even more. He looked like he almost didn't want to be there. Like, he was just like, what the fuck, man? Like, that breakaway goal, first of all, look, the guy made a good move, but he didn't beat Smith as clean as some people say he did. It was a nice freaking move. The goal was the best one I've seen this entire preseason. Without a doubt. I mean, it was absolutely disgusting. disgusting. It was freaking gross. But the reason Smith didn't catch him was because I think he tried to sell it a little bit because he knew he was beat. But he did get an arm in his face, and he threw his head back and grabbed his face and then turned around. If you go back and watch, you can see that. It was a phenomenal move. I'm not saying that wasn't a nice move. It's a sick freaking goal. But in a situation like that, like if an NHL defenseman gets rocked in the face, especially when it's a goal opportunity, usually they're going to turn around and fight for it. Smith took it, sold it, whatever, and that's just signs of someone that's like just looking for every and any excuse to just help him out of the rut that he's in, because he's in hell of a rut right now, man. I feel really bad for the kid. I feel really bad for Brendan Smith, man. Georgiev looked all right. Shesterkin looked really good. The only thing with Shesterkin I noticed, he might have been a little bit nervous, coughing up. Not that he was coughing up rebounds, but he was having a bit of a hard time like holding the puck when it got to him. I thought he played well though. I'm not saying he didn't play well. I thought he played very well, because there were a couple of times where like puck would be hitting him in the chest, fall down into his glove, where it fall on the ice, and he had to draw it down and cover it quickly. That could have just been nerves though. I don't think it's anything to look out for. It didn't really happen too much in Traverse City. It's first time on MSG ice. The kids are going to be a little bit nervous. Let's see, Hayek had a good game. Like I said, Fox was freaking out. Fox, 24 minutes. Damn. Trouba, 26:50, almost a 27-minute night for a preseason. I mean, they're getting the kid right. I mean, I think they realize, or they were really showing him like this is what you're gonna be up to every single night, because we're gonna be relying heavily on Trouba, and he didn't disappoint. Man, that sequence when on the power play in the first period where Capo hit the post and Trouba hit the post not that long afterwards. I didn't get to see it live, so it wasn't as exciting. But watching that on the replay on the NHL recap was, oh my God, was that a good looking power play? What's his name on Twitter? Fitz on Twitter said, I know it's just preseason, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but Jesus Christ, was that like, he said like it was the best Rangers power play he's ever seen, and damn, he was right. Let's take a look at some of the individual numbers here. Oh, wow, Haley only played 6 minutes. That kind of surprised me. I feel like I saw Haley a lot last night. I thought he played really well. I liked Michael Haley's game. Freaking Elias Anderson looks like a different player. Now, I said last season I thought Haley should have made the team out of camp, especially with the goal. I think it was a shorthanded goal. It might have even been against the Devils last year, where he kind of came in, puck shielded on his backhand, came in and just chipped it over the goaltender's shoulder on his forehand. It was a beautiful goal. I'm pretty sure it was shorthanded. Similar to the one that Hedel scored against Boston, where he accidentally ran. Well, he didn't ran. McAvoy bumped him into Tuukka Rask. So I kind of thought after that, seeing that last year and last preseason, we'd see Elias Anderson in the NHL. Was not to be. But this year, I mean, Anderson played 18 minutes last night, 18:24 to be exact. The kid looked really good. He looks like he's ready for the NHL. I feel like throwing him in the minors right now would just be a waste of his time. Third line center. Why not? I mean, what do you have to lose? I think Elias Anderson. I mean, let's see what Brett Howden looks like first. If Howden absolutely blows him out of the water, then put Elias as the fourth line center. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Had school this morning. Anatomy and physiology knocks me out. But at the very least, Elias Anderson should be on the roster, playing at least 12, like the bare minimum, 12, 13 minutes a night. The kid's ready. Let him play. He's a 7th overall pick. We got to get some use out of him. And Anderson's the kind of guy, I feel like when he peaks, well, no, I don't want to use that terminology. Elias Anderson, what my ideal Elias Anderson, like just Elias Anderson I would like to see, is a 40 to 55 point center, anywhere from first, second, or third line on a winning team who kills penalties. You can put him on the power play and just plays his freaking ass off. He's leader, like what Ryan Callahan was, but to a higher extent, like a better and more reliable Ryan Callahan. Especially at, a 7th overall pick, you want to see a fair amount out of the kid, and I think he'll get to that point. I don't think he'll be a 30 goal, 70-point guy. Like, I don't think he's going to be a Sean Couturier. I mean, god damn it, if he ever was, fuck, I'll take it. But realistically speaking, 40 to 55 points a season, and as a middle six center, maybe even he could fill in first line. Not that I would see it happening with the guys ahead of him, but it would just be nice to have that. So now that we kind of gone over some of the players, I didn't get to see one single shift for Panarin. I was so upset, but I'm glad we held him out for commercial reasons. There's no reason to hold on to him. I'll keep him. Actually, before I go into the team stats, I just want to give my opinion on what I think the next rounds of cuts are going to entail. I'll tell you right now, Elmer, O'Regan, and Jones, off the top of my head, are going to be part of the next round of cuts. And there's nothing against them. They're just not ready for the NHL game. I think Crawley might end up being a part of it too. That first camp Crawley was with the Rangers, he kind of was like how Joey Keane was last camp, whereas like this kid probably could have played in the league. He could have made it out of camp, but it's just a situation was we didn't really need them. We had veterans ahead of them on the depth chart. So it wasn't a matter of eye test, it's a matter of, well, this is what the coach wants. But I'll tell you right now, Crawley did not look too good. I wonder if they do it to him. Smith could be part of the next round of cuts. I don't know. If they do cuts today or tomorrow, I guarantee you, though, Jones, Elmer, O'Regan, maybe Crawley, maybe Smith are part of that. Knock out 5 more guys. And then the Rangers play again. Let's see. They don't play. Oops. They don't play tonight. I know. I'm going to go back and do the game stats. I promise you. We play the Devils tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So I'm actually going to be at work. Fuck, that's another game I'm going to miss. Well, that's pretty unfortunate. Man, I'm going to miss all these damn preseason games. I'll try to, maybe I'll, like, at home, I'll have someone start the live stream on that website. You just pause it, and hopefully it just doesn't start. Or I wonder if I can go back and rewind the live stream. I'll figure it out. I'll find a way to watch it because I don't want to miss any more. And they haven't announced what roster or lineup they're going to use yet either. So, okay, let's get into the fine stats, the game stats, team stats, the stats. So, in terms of shots on goal, we outshot the Devils 42-24. The boys were buzzing last night. I mean, you got to give credit to Schneider and Cormier, the Devils goalies. They made a lot of saves. They played pretty well for themselves. But we were dousing them. I loved the way we were shooting the puck. It was freaking awesome to watch. Corey Schneider had a good game. Hey, come on. Unreal. Face-off percentage, they did have us in face-off 52-48%. It's preseason, not a huge deal. I mean, if you take a look at the face-off statistics for the Rangers, just look at the individual. McKegg was having face-offs at nice, 69%, nice. Elias Anderson at 33%, bit underwhelming. Zibanejad at 52%, Haley at 100, O'Regan at 0, yada yada yada. Whatever. It's a difference of 4%. We win one more face-offs. We win one more face-off, and it's basically even. Power play, we were 1 for 4. The Devils were 0 for 1. I'm not losing sleep that we missed on 3 power plays. We had 4 awesome and entertaining power plays. I'll take it. That's something that we haven't had in a very long time. Usually when the Rangers have 4 power plays in a game, we're 0 for 4 with, like, a shot. So, like, this is a step in the right direction. I'm not going to sit here and complain about those power plays. It was fun to watch. Penalty minutes, 18-12. The Devils did have more penalty minutes than us. Doesn't really make a huge difference, to tell you the truth. We did out-hit them, 27-25. Bit of a surprise. Usually it's the big bad Devils, and the Rangers are a bit fairies. And I'm not knocking them. It's just how the Rangers usually are. And I was a little surprised that the Rangers had over 20 hits with the roster we put out there. Were really the only guys you'd expect to hit. Maybe Elias would throw a few hits and Smith. But if you look at the hits, Trouba had 3, Crawley had 4, Shea had 3, Jonesy had 3, the forward, Jones 3. Yeah, McKegg had 3, Nieves had 3. Haley only had 2, but he was buzzing. He only played 6 minutes. Blocks, Devils had 15 blocks. The Rangers had 9. 2 of those blocks came last minute from, who's that kid? John Hayden had a couple blocks. He had 4 blocks the entire game. God bless him. He played a great game for the Devils. Blocked a couple of shots late when the Rangers could have tied it. It would have been nice. I was hoping we'd get to see 3-on-3 overtime. That way I could have recorded it, giving you a first overtime reaction of the year. And then giveaways, we had 15. The Devils had 14. I'm not really too worried about the giveaways in preseason. If it was a regular season, honestly, 15 is not even that bad for a game. If you look at the giveaways, Panarin had 2. I'm not worried about it. He's trying to create opportunities out there. Kakko had 1. Anderson had 1. O'Regan had 1. Kravi had 1. Fox had 2. Smith had 1. Hayek had 1. Jones had 3. Shea had 1. It is what it is. You know, I mean, it's preseason, guys. It's the first game of preseason. Guys are trying to make a name for themselves. If someone had 3 giveaways in a game like mid-season, it would be a bit of a problem because, you know, we're trying to win now. But guys they're starting to feel themselves. The first actual big game of, like, well, for the kids, it's like, I want to make the roster, so they're just trying to make plays. So with that comes giveaways. You want to make a high reward play, you got to take a high risk. You know, it's as simple as that. But yeah, that's about all I have to say for there. As you guys comment below your thoughts on the game, who do you hope to see? Who do you expect to see in the lineup on Friday? And honestly, just comment whatever the hell you think. Honestly, I actually gotta go do some homework right now. So if I forgot to say anything, or forgot to mention anything, just mention it to me, and I'll bring it up next time. Thank you everybody for watching. And if you're said, do not need hearing aids, I still got my New York speed in my talk, despite living in North Carolina. I love it. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.